Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. A huge congratulations to everybody involved with the Inspiration 4 mission last night. So far, so good, as the crew is into orbit and they have another 2 to 3 days before they need to come back into Earth's atmosphere. But as mentioned, so far, so good, and it was an awesome historic night for both SpaceX and humanity. So very cool stuff. Link below if you want to check out the stream. And I would still recommend watching the documentary on Netflix if you have the time. We got official confirmation today that the Lucid Air is confirmed to get 520 miles of EPA rated range, so this places them very far into first place. Yes, of course, they will still need to produce this vehicle at scale. However, I do not want to diminish this accomplishment because, as we know, Tesla's longest range model is sitting right around 400 miles. So if Lucid actually comes out with a 520 mile vehicle, which they seemingly have done, that is incredibly impressive. And sure, most people are going to say they just use bigger battery packs. Tesla could do the same. Let's take a closer look. Peter Rawlinson has said this landmark has been achieved by Lucid's world-leading in-house EV tech, not by simply installing an oversized battery pack. Our race-proven 900-volt battery and battery monitoring system tech, our miniaturized drive units, coupled with our Wonderbox technology, and now Lucid Air with ultra-high efficiency, enabling it to travel more miles from less battery energy. Okay, now you may be saying, well, that's just lip service, prove it to me, and I hear you. And while we don't have anything official, there were some reports earlier that Lucid was going to use a 113 kilowatt hour battery pack to achieve that 520 mile range. So if these battery pack size configurations are correct, you can see Lucid's 520 miles divided by their pack size would get them 4.6 miles per kilowatt hour. And for Tesla, we take 405 miles, that is the current range for the Model S, not the Plaid version, divided by 100 kilowatt hour battery pack size for 4.05 miles per kilowatt hour. And yes, there are other factors to consider, but just looking at the range and battery pack size, this would put Lucid in a very strong position. And of course, I need to caution all of this with this 113 kilowatt hour battery pack size not being actually official for the Lucid Air Dream Edition. And if down the line we learn that the actual pack size is something like 130 kilowatt hours, that would bump this figure down to 4, which would put Tesla back in the lead, albeit slightly. In my humble opinion, if this is true that Lucid is on to something when it comes to efficiency, this is probably the best thing that could happen to Tesla. There is no better incentive than to continue to work hard on the 4680 ramp, than to offer better range, better prices in order to regain that top spot. Now, like I said, a lot of this is going to hinge on how many of these vehicles Lucid can produce, what the market will be like, because the starting price is $170,000, which is significantly higher than a Tesla. But I just want to give credit where it is due. We need someone to challenge Tesla, and maybe, just maybe, Lucid is going to do that to some degree. So great job by their team. Hopefully the battery pack isn't just some huge pack and it turns out to be in the neighborhood of 113 kilowatt hours. I'd like to thank Trade Coffee for sponsoring this video. Most of you know I was forced to stop drinking coffee the past few months. Thankfully, I'm feeling much better and I'm back in the coffee game. My wife never left and has honestly been fired up about Trade Coffee. I don't want you to be that guy or gal who goes to the big box store and drinks the same coffee over and over for the next 50 years. With Trade, you can continually discover the best new coffee from the nation's best and purest local roasters. Trade can help you avoid the grocery store lines and people altogether, but the best part? All the coffee you receive from Trade is roasted and shipped within 24 hours of ordering, so you will always have the freshest coffee possible. Trade is incredibly easy to use. You take a short quiz answering questions about exactly how you prefer your coffee, from whole bean to ground, and the flavor profile. If you don't know your preferences, no worries, Trade has you covered. You can also choose how frequently you'd like your coffee delivered, so you're not forced into any specific time frame. You can then rate each coffee you receive from Trade so they can curate your deliveries even better over time. Trade uses compostable packaging to ship all of their coffee, and Trade guarantees you'll love your first coffee. If you don't, they will ship you a different bag for free. My viewers will get their first bag free with free shipping when you sign up, and I've provided the link to the quiz in the description below to help you get started. And here we get a nice update on what's going on with Tesla in India.
Well, Tesla is holding up. In fact, they've conveyed to the government that they need that duty reduction. Otherwise, it will not be able to have a viable business operation at India. If Tesla brings its cars into India, they will have an import duty of 110%. And they've requested the Revenue Department to reduce the duty on electric cars from 110 to 40%. Now, that proposal is pending with the Revenue Department. There have been consultations between the Ministry of Heavy Industries, the Ministry of Road Transport, Niti Aayog, the Ministry of Commerce as well. Now, there are differences. The Heavy Industries Ministry believes that, yes, they should manufacture in India before they can be granted any sort of duty concession. Other ministries are of the view that there should be some sort of interim duty relief given to them so that they can at least start operations in India, and then the Indian government can ask them to start manufacturing or local sourcing as well. What we have learned from our sources in the industry, that because Tesla has a factory in China, they're only keen on CBU imports and sales in India initially. The Indian government, we've told, has asked Tesla if they can procure 30% of the components locally. Also, what are their investment plans for India? The Indian government, it seems, that in return for those duty reductions, wants Tesla to come up with some firm plan they can commit to in terms of manufacturing investments and local procurement as well. The Ministry of Road Transport, we believe, has already given the type approvals to Tesla to import up to 2,500 cars in India initially. But this is a very, very small number. Tesla will need big numbers over the next few years or so. But on the whole, government sources telling us that there is complete consensus within the government that Tesla is good for India. They should come into India. But yes, some differences on how they should be given that import duty reduction. That proposal, we believe, is now being considered by the Revenue Department.
The pre-registration is now open for the county fair at Giga Berlin. So Tesla opens the doors at the factory on October 9th, so a few weeks away. Invites citizens of Berlin and Brandenburg to a county fair. Join us to experience the most advanced EV production plant in the world. You'll have the opportunity to see behind the scenes during a factory tour, visit on-site booths, join various activities, and ride along in Model Y, our newest electric car to arrive in Europe. Local food trucks will provide catering during the event. So if you happen to be in the area or are planning a trip over there, I have included a link to this pre-registration form in the description below. With this latest update and the new immersive sound feature, where it just says it'll have additional granularity along with an auto setting which will adjust based on the type of content playing, which is nice, and we'll have to see how it works in the real world. But a feature I would love to see is speed aware volume. So when you're traveling at a lower speed, the volume will decrease because the sound from the tires and such is lower. And of course, when you go at a higher speed, the volume will slowly increase to match so you can still hear whatever it is you are listening to. That would be a great feature that I would love to see. So you guys have to check out Tesla's newest delivery center in Beijing, possibly one of the largest delivery centers in the world. So if anybody out there had some concern about Tesla's demand in mainland China, I think this should do a decent job of putting some of those to bed, but take a look for yourself. And this building is 11,800 square meters or 120,000 square feet with over 100 spaces for deliveries. And overall, it just looks like a very cool, very nice modern building with really nice upstairs seating and of course, plenty of room for deliveries. Here we have a quick video of Tesla's newest Megapack deployment in the UK, located in Contigo, West Sussex, and it is using AutoBidder software. As of earlier this year, Tesla AutoBidder now has over 1.2 gigawatt hours of energy storage under management. And if you recall, about 1 week ago, Julian Lamey on LinkedIn, who is in the leading energy trading and market operations division at Tesla, saying he's excited to announce he's building a new team at Tesla focused on energy trading and market operations. This team will drive performance of Tesla's global fleet of battery and renewable projects, build expertise in wholesale energy markets, and support development of AutoBidder, Tesla's automated energy trading platform. So Tesla is indeed still slowly and I would argue quietly growing their energy division. And more bad news for the Chevy Bolt. GM tells Bolt owners to park 50 feet away from other cars. Yes, to avoid vehicle fires. The Detroit automaker has recalled all of the roughly 142,000 Bolts sold since 2016. GM has taken a $1.8 billion charge so far for the cost of the recall and has been buying cars back from some disgruntled owners. But the company is expecting to recoup as much of the cost as they can from the battery supplier, LG. Don't forget to go get your free bag of Trade coffee. The link is in the description below. They are an excellent company, support local, and it would also really help the channel. So don't forget if you're interested. That's all for today. Please take a second to like the video. If you did, I hope you all have a wonderful day and a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.